for accepting our invitation. Also, welcome to everyone who has joined from near and far. It's great to see you all, always. And I will now hand over to our Chatog Cheng Tong Assistant Director, Matt, who would like to say a few words. Thank you, Matt.
So just a very, very warm welcome to Geshe La again, and especially from me. And just a little introduction. I'm sure that most people here do know Geshe La well, but maybe one or two of you haven't known him for so long. So Geshe La is, of course, has been through Serije Monastery and obtained his Geshe degree, so he's a very learned man in the Dharma. And not only that, but I think myself and everyone's found him to be a very, very wonderful Dharma practitioner, and we can see that in his life and the way that he interacts with just everybody. He always has time for everyone. He always has wonderful advice for everyone. He always has a listening ear for everyone. He always has compassion for everyone, and he's just a wonderful example of the Dharma in a life. Not only that, but he's been a wonderful friend to all of us here, but also to Chentong and to the Australian FPMT centres. Geshe La's kindly been living in Australia for several years now and teaching really extensively, both in person before COVID and online during COVID, of course. So just on this special holy day of Lhabab Duchen, just wanted to offer very, very heartfelt thanks to Geshe La for all his teaching, for all his learning, and for his friendship to all of us. Welcome, Geshe La, again.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Venerable Lindy, and everyone. Good to see you all. And yes, thank you for all the kind words, kind thoughts. Everything happened because of you all. Every good thing happened because of you. So I appreciate and thank you so much. Yeah, so today, yes, first of all, happy and meaningful Lhabab Duchen, the auspicious Buddha's holiday of, Buddha descending from Trishita heaven to the southern world again to continue his travel deeds to benefit the southern world, in particularly the human of the southern world, in particularly those of people who have ripened their karma, like ourselves, channel us through the right path to full liberation, freedom from portions of psychic existence, free us from under the control of karma and delusion, through his compassion, through his wisdom, provide us the tool to cut the chain of the endless continuation of psychic existence. So today is that very day, very auspicious. So clearly, there's some echo going on. It's okay? Yeah, so yeah, many greetings to everyone on Buddha's Day. Yeah. So yeah, today we will do few things. the initial part, I will just offer a short introduction to the Lhabab Duchen, this holiday. Then, secondly, we will come together and cite the auspicious and very powerful sutra that remembering the kindness of three jewels. Then at the end, we will do together short light offering practice. So that way, then maybe about 1.5 hour sessions, we can able to fulfill some meaningful activities, like that. Yeah, but before doing so, all of us come together and generate right intention. If possible, generate altruistic intention to utilize our time here, be most meaningful, creating causes, abundance of virtuous causes for the benefit of numberless sentient beings. And that altruistic intention also set on the basis of proper refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. So for that, I will recite refuge and Bodhicitta prayer, and also will recite the 4-line prayer that composed by Nagarjuna, paying homage to Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. Sangye Jodang Zoye Jona La Janju Badu Dani Jazunje Daji Jinzo Jebe Sonamji Dola Penje Sangye Drubana Sangye Jodang Zoye Jona La Janju Badu Dani Jazunje Daji Jinzo Jebe Sonamji Dola Penje Sangye Sangye Jodang Zoye Jona La Janju Badu Dani Jazunje Daji Jinzo Jebe Sonamji Dola Penje Sangye Drubana Kange Duzene Zone Dawa Damje Bambe Jere Dambe Jene Denze Bang Godam Dela Cha Tse Tongyi Nije Sundo Jube Lama Tseje Senje Kanje Tendege Shana Bemo Denze Nyazo La Sowa Debzo Da Ju Jinje Semje Tamje Dewa Dan Dewe Judan Dembra Juji Semje Tamje Dunga Dan Dunga Je Judan Dawa Juji Semje Tamje Dunga Me Benda Wada Mi Dawa Juji Semje Tamje Nire Jada Nidan Dawe Danyo Lan Nebra Juji Semje Tamje Dewa Dan Dewe Judan Dembra Juji Semje Tamje Dunga Dan Dunga Je Judan Dawa Juji Semje Tamje Dunga Me Benda Wada Mi Dawa Juji Semje Tamje Nire Jada Nidan Dawe Danyo Lan Nebra Juji Semje Tamje Dewa Dan Dewe Judan Dembra Juji Semje Tamje Dunga Dan Dunga Je Judan Dawa Juji Semje Tamje Dunga Me Benda Wada Mi Dawa Juji Semje Tamje Nire Jada Nidan Dawe Danyo Lan Nebra Juji. Okay, thank you. So, yeah. So today, they mark the Buddha's one of the 4 major deeds among the historical 12 deeds of the Buddha. Even though Buddha's deeds are infinite, immeasurable, but then in the conventional, the eyes of the people of the world, when Buddha descended, when Gautama Siddhartha came into this world, 2,600 years ago, then he displayed 12 major deeds. And that is very common to both the Buddha's follower, Buddha's follower that comes within the different yanas, the follower of the Theravadan tradition and the follower of the Mahayana tradition and follower of the Mahayana Vajrayana tradition. So the 12 deeds are the common deeds. Then within the 12 deeds, the 4 major deeds that some common, some are uncommon to the Mahayana, and in particularly Mahayana Vajrayana, the Tibetan Buddhist culture that celebrates. The first one, the Buddha's miracle deeds, which which comes in the first month of the the Indian or the Tibetan lunar calendar. Then the second, the deeds, which is the Vesak, the Sagadawa deeds, that comes in the 4th month of the Tibetan calendar. Then the third one, Buddha's will turning deeds, that comes in the 6th of the Tibetan calendar month. Then the last one, which is today, that the 22nd of the 9th month of the Tibetan calendar, that which is the Buddha descending from the Tushita God realm, 33, the God realm, the Tushita. So, for general understanding, this different tradition, the Theravadan tradition, that which mainly follow the language that Buddha used at the very beginning stage, in particularly during the time of the first turning wheel of Dharma, the Pali language. That tradition flourished, sometime around the 4th to the 5th century in India itself, of course, then Sri Lanka, then like Thailand, etc., especially Sri Lanka. Then the Mahayana, the tradition that which is very much based on the Sanskrit language that Buddha started to use, in particularly from the second wheel turning of the Dharma onward. So that very much, the spread of that tradition, sometime around late 6th to 7th to 8th centuries, to China, to Mongolia, then in particularly during the 7th centuries, very much actualize the Buddhism into Tibet. Yeah. So from the Theravadan follower point of view, Buddha's 12 deeds are very much relative. Siddhartha Gautama as an ordinary person, first time entering into the path, searching for the path, renounced the worldly life, then entering into the path, then through great purification practice and the cultivations of merit, through extensive meditations, then finally, actualize the arhatship, the full liberation. But then from the Mahayanic follower point of view, so these are very much interpretive. These are more the display deeds, very much the the intended, the deeds of the Buddha who already have been enlightened, countless eons before, who of course initially no different than us, but then through eons, three countless eons of lifetime, cultivated the path and the practice of the three training was a three capable beings path, and in particularly training in the altruistic aspect of the path, the Mayanic bodhicitta, and altruistic wisdom of emptiness, then accumulate the two merit of wisdom, and able to purify the delusional defilements and the obscurational to the omniscient, the defilement, the stain or the tendency of the delusion, bring about complete eradication and actualize the state of full enlightenment by achieving Buddha's wisdom body and Buddha's form body. And after achieving the Buddha's form body, the Buddha's Nirmanakaya and Sambhavakaya form body, which are the the limbs of the benefit of the Buddha's omniscient state, that directly intended in achieving to bring benefit to the rest of the numberless sentient being, including us. Then, in order to fulfill that task, then Buddha manifests into the Nirvana Kaya aspect of Buddha's form body in this southern wall, which happened 2,600 years ago. Then these 12 deeds of the Buddha have displayed in order to show us the way how we should cultivate a path. The general common, the human being comes with the lay life, then go through this human natural process of having family, then through the ups and downs of human life experiences, then you get to genuinely understand the essenceless of this worldly life. Then enter into the path of liberation. That also, through rigorous research, rigorous study that Buddha himself did. Then not only rigorous study, but then do extensive, meditation, like Buddha himself, show us just knowing a lot is not good enough. Just having so many, scholarly teachers is not good enough. We ourselves need to invest our own body, speech, and mind in a really dedicated practice, a substantial dedicated practice, not just 1 day, 2 day, or a few sessions, until you see the sign of the wisdom of meditation. So Buddha showed the 6 years of great retreat after he had met so many levels and so many kinds of esoteric teachers, and by realizing that the main focus, to be free from the oceans of samsara, the training has to require within the continuum of the mind, not not within the continuum of the body, of the physical aspect, which himself very much while relying on the esoteric earlier teacher, in particularly the Hindu that time, like sadhus, and their main effort is more about, focusing on the physical training. Yes, there are practice of, the three higher three trainings. Yes, there are the training of, there are practice of three trainings, like such as observation of morality, training in concentration, training in wisdom, but there's no finding of the training in three higher trainings. And when it comes to the actual training of the three higher training, that very much need to focus on the inner wall of your mind. Then Buddha left, that environment of esoteric life. Then himself, esoteric, how to say, the sadhus, that aspect of the learning environment, he left that. Then himself, start to focus, within himself, finding the absolute truth. Finding the absolute truth. So then, so that's the way that he, went into 6 years of retreat. Then after that, by eradicating the 4 maras, the mara of the contaminated aggregates, the mara of delusion, mara of destruction, the sensual distractions, then the mara of death. Then there under the Buddha tree, the moment that he have overcome these 4 maras, there he have actualized the absolute state of enlightenment, like that. So anyway, then after that, he again went into retreat about 49 days before, did the first wheel turning of the Dharma in Saranath. Then by the after the first turning wheel of Dharma, then Buddha has many followers, follower of sanghas, lay practitioners, and including king, from different states. So then Buddha used to conduct one of very important activities, in particularly in relation to preservation of Dharma, in relation to the Sangha community, is to observe the 3 activities: the activities of the confession ceremony, the activities of the summer retreat. So Buddha used to go into 3 months, exclusive summer retreat with his fellow monks and fellow sanghas. And then the third activity is the conclusion of the summer retreat. There's a ceremony. So these 3 are regarded, one of the main activity to preserve the Buddha Dharma through the Vinaya practice. So, during one of the this before summer retreat, that is the time that when Buddha turned age of 41, and he realized that he needed to travel to the God realm of the 33 in the heaven, where his mother, Maya Devi, who passed away just a week after Buddha was born, and who have reborn into the 33 God realm. So Buddha, so Buddha saw the ripening of the time to go to meet his mother's reincarnation. and repay the kindness, conditioning, Buddha to be born in the southern world by providing the best gift of the Dharma. At the same time, during that period, the king of the 33 god realm is Indra, and Indra too has a karma to follow Buddha's teaching. And not only that, there are thousands of other gods that whose karma too ripened to receive precious teaching from Buddha. So there's a so Buddha realized there's a call from the ripening disciple in the god realm, like such as Indra. At the same time, the karmic connection to his mother's reincarnation to reveal the Dharma to him also ripened. Then Buddha traveled to 33 god realm. So he remained there during the entire period of one summer retreat, which is a 3 months summer retreat. And together followed by is one of the heart disciples, such as Shariputra. So during the 3 months, Buddha have turned the wheel of Dharma extensively there. So even in our common world, whenever the monasteries go into a summer retreat, that's the period that engage extensive study, extensive Dharma discourses. Because of the retreat, all the troubles, all the even the communication and meeting with the benefactors, basically everything close up, and full time dedicated in retreats and studies like that. So similar, Buddha did that for 3 months during that of the summer retreat in the 33 god realm of heaven, and regarded at that time about 8,000 gods together with such as arahats like Shariputra, have extensively received a teaching like that. Then at the end of the summer retreat, when the summer retreat is, when this 3 months of retreat is the end, then from this southern wall, there's a king, Bimbisara. Bimbisara, there's a king, Bimbisara, called like that. In Tibetan is called Gyalpo Suchenyingbo. He used to follow he used to follow Buddha even before Buddha displayed the deeds of the enlightenment. He used to admire this Siddhartha Gautama, who is so dedicated in virtues, and used to admire. And the king Bimbisara also become one of the major benefactor to Buddha and his followers. He in fact before Buddha display the deeds of enlightenment, the king Bimbisara already offer half of his kingdom to Gautama Buddha, was it the Siddhartha at that time. Then Siddhartha didn't accept. It says that based on the common conventional eye, the Buddha have not enlightened yet. So that time mainly display Buddha's deed very much based on how the Theravadan the follower would expect view. So so Buddha didn't accept the offering. So when Buddha showed the deeds of enlightenment, then after that Buddha accepted. And so King Bimbisara was one of a great admirer, great supporter. So the king Bimbisara Yes, for example, Sujin Yimbo. So feel missed, feel great miss of Guru not being among them. Guru went to the heaven. So the 3 months is like kind of like 3 eons of separation from Guru. That's how we feel, isn't it? When we, I mean, especially during this pandemic, luckily that we have this online platform to receive teachings from His Holiness, Geshe Lama Rinpoche. But otherwise, that's the biggest thing missing. Just yesterday, I got a message from Sarah from India. I think 2 days ago. So they dismantled the gate. They made a gate since the COVID started to close the activity, to close the people going and coming. The main entrance to Sera Monastery. So they built a new gate where no one allowed in, no one to go out. So about 2 days ago, they dismantled that. So I received a message. I was like kind of so excited. So I sent to some of our monk friends, the Geshe friends, especially who are in overseas, and says, now I realize that one of the biggest thing that I'm missing is, that event with, attending His Holiness teaching once a year, attending our Guru's, teaching with a kind of, a lot of, how to say, activities like, you all, most of you have attended that kind of event. The busyness, the fun, in person, like cannot compare, in Zoom, isn't it? Or in online. Anyway, so I think that the point here is the King Bimimsara, I think, had a similar kind of missing of his Guru. During that time, Buddha was so busy, traveling, all the time, one place to another place, village to village, to guide. And King Bimimsara is, in fact, like, even though he's benefactor and but then Buddha, of course, he, like our today's, like Geshe Lama Rinpoche, like His Holiness, the time is shared with everybody, and until, they are the busiest people, So sometimes we also feel like, why you are not giving me special time, sometimes, but actually they don't have extra time. They really have to spend time with everybody, isn't it? Buddha used to be so busy, and there's a story is that, King Bimimsara, even he hear and he saw Buddha was passing by his kingdom, but then Buddha not really coming into his, kingdom, even though he's one of the big supporter, and he kind of feel a bit like down, kind of jealous, so anyway, there's a lot of kind of affection like that. Anyway, so then, so King Bimimsara, he kind of not there directly, request Buddha, please come back soon, come back to our world soon. He's not there to, and also he has not that ability. So during that time, the Buddha's another disciple, Mongol Putra, the Mongolyana, he has this miracle power. So he talked to the King Bimimsara, talked to Mongolyana, said that, okay, please, please, you go up to the Trishita God realm and convince, Buddha, and also his attendant, Shariputra, all of them convinced to come back as soon as possible to complete his duty of, teaching all of us. So then Mongol Buddha said, yes, I also miss him, like that kind of thing, So anyway, I can imagine, I say, yes, not only you, I also truly miss him, I want him. You can imagine. So anyway, then Mongol Buddha, using his capability of miracle to fly. So, no aeroplane, but yeah, so he fly over there. Then requests the Buddha, and and Buddha accepted. Buddha accepted. The moment Buddha accepted, then in the 32 God realm, there's a special smith, like kind of who used to make a lot of things, kind of iron, gold, silver kind of smith. You call that, isn't it? Like kind of like a carpenter type. So yeah, so that smith got a name, Bishokama. So is a kind of smith, so Bishokama in the God realm, and he immediately built staircase. So you can see in the picture that there's a long staircase to commemorate today's day. From the picture, like Buddha kind of like step, coming down from the staircase. So, so the smith, he built the staircase got a three parts of steps. One part of the steps, built with gold. Another part of the step built with the silver. Then another part of the step built with the copper. Or then in between, the lining all are done by Benduriya. I think sapphire maybe. I don't know exactly the English. I don't know. I think it's a sapphire, one of the most precious gem. So the line with that. Then Buddha and his entourage, came down. You see. So yeah. So again, I mean, this is an illustration, but I think very much again is actualization through miracles. That time all these those gods, and including of course Buddha, no question about. Even his entourage, all of them have achieved arhatship. So they don't really need to have that kind of staircase to come down. But these are the story, illustrate, how it came about, to create auspiciousness. Okay, so yeah. Yes. So that's how that he came down, and that is today. The actual place is called Sankasi in India, about 5-6 hours away from Delhi. That's the actual place where Buddha landed. Where Buddha landed. And there, the King Ashoka, who is very devoted to Buddha's teaching, who marked the land with putting, a stone pillar. Most of the holy places of Buddha in India, marked by King Ashoka, to benefit, up to today and for long future, to remember the exact place like that. So that's the story related to today's event. And of course, the another, the important thing in relation to the Buddha's event is all about, actualizing the highest virtuous activities, and the enlightened Buddha have blessed that particular time, that particular day, that particular event. So therefore, we followers, if we relate our virtuous deeds in relation to those holy dates like today, then based on the sutras mentioned, even a one merit will multiply 100 million times, comparing to other days. You see, so today is a very, very meritorious day, merit multiplying day. So like that. And another important thing that we can relate to this event is, the benefit of the Buddha's teaching. If Buddha didn't descend into this world, if Buddha didn't turn the wheel of Dharma, then where our positions would be, if we really study and contemplate and apply logic to really digest, really to investigate the benefit of the Dharma, then it is so true that Dharma is the only way out from this problematic samsaric aggregates, samsaric existence. Most importantly, Dharma is the only antidote to overcome the delusion. And we all know, we don't have to, talk about rebirth. We don't even have to talk about the state of Buddhahood or liberation. Even in our day-to-day life, the delusions are very problematic, isn't it? Anger is really troublesome. Attachment, grasping is really troublesome, isn't it? But then when we use the Dharma tool, you see the wisdom of emptiness, wisdom of lowering our ego that which boosts by self-grasping, ignorant, self-cherishing attitude. In the moment we try to bring that the strength of this self-cherishing, self-grasping attitude down, naturally we really experience the pacification, really experience the peace, isn't it? Even a very poor practitioner like myself, the unhappy mind, negative mind, anger, attachment, all these delusions, there's so many delusions, especially there's no reason, there's no reason from outside, not from weather, not people disturbing you, just your mind depressed. You see, so all these are natural thing to a being like us. Once we take this compounded aggregates, it's a natural thing. But then whenever even we just try to apply, even though like myself who don't understand Dharma well, but then whatever just try to imitate, to apply it, just check it out, and immediately it works. You see, when anger arises, we relate to Buddha's teaching, the benefit of patience, disadvantage of anger. It really helps. You see, then when we reflect on the impermanent, then naturally, it helps to loosen the grasping. If we're holding very hard on someone disturb you, holding very hard on the object of your attachment, the moment you start to think about the nature of impermanent, not even need to go and think about emptiness, just think about the nature of impermanent. It's just kind of like the tightness just like loose like that, release you from that tightness, that stress. It's so powerful. Then the main the cause for all our inconvenience and problems and suffering is ignorant, not knowing the absolute reality about our own self, absolute reality about our own, the relation to our own aggregates, relation to things and events. Because of that self-grasping ignorant, self-grasping ignorant of, true existence self, inherent existence self, independent self. Because of that, all the rest of the problem, rest of the hallucinations, rest of the, the confusions, delusions comes about, isn't it? And for that, none of the external phenomena work as an antidote, and none of the, the universal wisdom also, working, as an antidote. It really needs a specific antidote, and that is none other than emptiness wisdom. You see, so as like what Lama Tsongkhapa offer praises to Shakyamuni Buddha, praising independent arising. There's a text, you can read through it by Lama Tsongkhapa, and there you can see very clearly, Buddha is, supreme teacher among all the teachers. Buddha is, Buddha is the ultimate, the person who have shown the ultimate wisdom. Yeah, you see, the wisdom of emptiness. And there are so many teachers, came into this world. So many religious leaders came into this world. Everyone brings so much benefit to the being. Everyone shows so much wisdom, so much compassion, but wisdom of emptiness only Guru Shakyamuni Buddha have expounded. Only Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. You see, so, and that is the direct antidote to the root cause of entire our samsara, root cause of entire our other delusions. You see, the self-grasping ignorance. Then all the teachers and all the philosophies and all the religious practices talk about compassion, talk about all the great attitudes, but then no one, have expounded or expressed or taught the altruistic dharma, altruism, the bodhicitta, you see. So Guru Shakyamuni Buddha have, or teach us the highest attitude of altruism. Then the main problem, main suffering where we experience on top of the self-grasping ignorance, the other one is self-cherishing attitude, self-cherishing attitude. Like many teachings, we learn all the suffering comes from cherishing only on our own happiness. All the happiness comes from cherishing others' happiness. He said, no need to discuss much, just look at the example of Buddha, who have worked for the benefit of, only for the benefit of happiness of others. He have enlightened, he have actual liberation. He said, look at yourself, still suffering because of, you only focus on your own alone happiness, you see, on the fulfilling the self-cherishing demand, you see, like Shantideva's Buddhism or other Charya very clearly talk about it, and those are the teaching that the root teaching comes from Buddha, you see. So then Nagarjuna also have composed praises to Shakyamuni Buddha, so there are so many teachings that we can relate to, really, to see why Buddha is so special, why his Dharma is so special. You see, it's not just because of something different, or some kind of new discovery, which is wow, exciting. Not just that, the benefit that we receive is unbelievable. So it really can, bring us to the absolute state of enlightenment, which is not only beneficial for ourselves, beneficial for the rest of the numberless sentient beings. You see, like that. So you can also, the sutra that we're going to read later, the remembering the three jewels, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So that is the qualities of the Buddha. That is the qualities of the teaching that he taught, the Dharma. That is the community that he built, the Sangha community that he built, that who possess that kind of quality, you see. So I will not go through the word by word explanation. It can be too much. So I will just read through it. And Kyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche recently, taught very extensive explanation on this particular sutra. So I think there's a recording in the YouTube, I guess. So you can listen to that, and you can learn, the detailed explanation. But just by reading the word is very, very clear, very, very, very clear. So so like that. Yeah. So now, yes, Buddha have, Buddha is extraordinary. Buddha have shown such an amazing Dharma. Then just know that is not good enough, isn't it? So we have to practice. We have to practice. So in order to practice, we have to learn. We have to study. The way to do that is, especially today's time, make study so accessible, through books, reading books. Then relating to qualified teachers. There's so many qualified teachers around. See, but the way to study until we gain the wisdom. Not just kind of hop on and hop up. The CBD bus, hop on and hop up. And the bus in the CBD, isn't it? Yeah. So the moment you choose to study, then I think kind of we really need to really be consistent and stick onto it. Bite it, chew it, whatever way, grab it or whatever way. How hard it is. Just go until to the last, which is until we gain the wisdom of learning. So in order to do that, then it is also beneficial to learn, at least the certain, philosophical presentations, because that will help, not to confuse us, but that will help us to get deeper into Buddha's presentation on ultimate wisdom in particularly. Then, one of the another treatise that where the entire teaching is complete, concise, which is the Lamrim, in particular the great Lamrim Chemo. And now in every language, this teaching is available. That is by Lama Tsongkhapa, and he's teaching that based on the great Indian Pandits, including Nagarjuna, who is regarded like the second Buddha, who is prophesied by Buddha himself, that going to expound the correct explanation, correct interpretations of Buddha's intent to the fellow beings like us. You see, so Lama Tsongkhapa's teaching, cannot go wrong. Then the Lojong mind training teaching, that is very much again based on the experiential, instructional teachings of the Buddha that trace all the way up to Buddha himself. See, so whatever Buddha's teaching available, like such as teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa, teachings of the Kadamba masters, teachings of the Nalanda Pandits, all these teachings came into being after they themselves thorough study, then thorough investigation through application of those wisdom, because all the teachings is to gain realization on the path. So these masters, they practice until they gain the realization on the path, meaning whatever it says there really makes sense in the actual realization, or then only bring to us. So there's nothing can go wrong, even if we follow exactly the word, as long as we have certain exposure in a basic philosophical treatise, and then basic Lojong teaching, basic Lamrim teaching. Then at the same time, we also have the opportunity to receive some personal instructions from our living gurus. All this combined together, and then, as I mentioned before, like that, you maybe you just stick on the Lamrim Chemo and you bite it. You really kind of, go as deep as possible. Try to carve, into our continuum like that, which that nothing can wipe away. So if we do that, then definitely we will gain the wisdom of learning, then wisdom of contemplation. Then we can apply into meditation, and then the stages of the realization, exactly like how Buddha himself had achieved, will comes in our way, like that. So the Buddhahood that Buddha have achieved is an experiential teaching that he himself apply it. You see, so not kind of like a philosophical view just to make it very advanced. So it's Buddha's own experience like that. So then when we talk about Buddhahood, is we all want happiness, isn't it? And the happiness also, we are not wanting happiness only for short-time happiness, We are quite greedy, isn't it? We want the lasting happiness, the greatest happiness, If we are asked to choose, you want short-term happiness or long-term happiness, Everybody equally will say, I want the long-term lasting happiness. I don't want any interruption in my happiness, isn't it? So the uninterrupted happiness is only that we can experience, when we achieve the state of Buddhahood. Then again, when we talk about achieving the state of Buddhahood, is not something that we need to go, the Tasmanians had to go to Queensland, Queensland have to go to Nepal, Nepal have to go to India. Not like that, is it? It's just simply within yourself. The moment that we are able to eradicate the delusion, eradicate the karma, even in this contaminated physical aggregate, as long as we are able to eradicate karma and delusion, that is the liberation. Is it there we experience the everlasting happiness, everlasting peace, you see. So, so therefore, it's not a kind of empty goal. The goal is definitely out there, like that. So then Buddha Dharma is so wonderful because it is, it really a perfect way of life. It really kind of, how to say, guide your day-to-day, trouble safely without falling into troubles. So when you have the Dharma, then externally, you may caught up in bushfire, you may caught up in flood, you may caught up in earthquake, whatever. But wherever you are not affected, to cause you suffering. Is it cause you suffering or cause you meaningless? Yes, bushfire, all these are terrible. Yes, our sickness, physical sickness are terrible. It's very, very terrible. But when you have Dharma, even in the sickness, we find meaning. Even in the trouble, we find meaning. Everything become part to develop our heart. So that's what I mean. That when we have Dharma, we can travel safely. It's a perfect day-to-day protection. Whether you live with many, whether you live alone, you are always okay. I'm talking too much, he says. okay. So like that. Is it so like that? Okay. So now we better go through the text, the sutra. Okay. So they like this. The sutra remembering the three jewels. The first is the Sanskrit letter, Ayaranataya, Anusarati Sutra, and Papa Kunjo Jede. So first, here talks about the Buddha's quality. It's like the homage to the omniscient one, purified, the consummate, victorious, and transcendent, thus gone for destroying, entirely perfected Buddha, full of wisdom. So my reading is very bad, so you can read yourself also. The blissfully proceeding, the knower of the world, charioteer, the subduer of the beings, and unsurpassable, the teacher of the gods and men, such is Buddha, victorious, virtuous, and transcendent. So this is who Buddha is. He who is thus gone exemplifies the merit which is his cause. In him no root of virtue is ever worn away. Through his manifold patience, he is exceedingly beautiful. He is the treasure ground of merit, adorned with the token of enlightenment. He is graced with the flower of the mouths of the Buddhahood, so who carry the major and minor mouths of the enlightened quality. He is the object of our veneration, object of our merit. Anything we relate to Buddha, we get benefit of accumulating merit. We get the benefit of purification. So that kind of person or object. All he does is seasonable and opportune, nothing inharmonious mars signs of him. True joy indeed he gives to those who open up their hearts to him in faith. Through the brilliance of his wisdom, he is uncompounded, and against his power there is no victory. Yeah, so it's ultimate refuge. When we follow accordingly with the Buddha guiding us, when we take him as our guide, take him as our guru, and then all our wishes will be fulfilled. It's really like wish fulfilling gem that will grant all the wishes in our way, like that. There's no betrayal, there's no disappointments, there's no faults. He is the teacher of all living beings, the father of bodhisattvas, and the king of all superior ones. He is the guide of those who journey to the city of beyond affliction. As we talk about how bad about affliction, if we want to go beyond that, then we take Buddha as a teacher. He is not just a teacher to ordinary people. He is teacher to the gods, and even to the bodhisattvas, even to the 10 Bhumi bodhisattvas. He's a supreme teacher. His wisdom is unbounded, and his assurance is beyond imagining. His speech altogether pure, well-tuned, and sweet to hear. Gazing on him, one is never stated. His body is beyond compare. See? So when Buddha speaks in one single language, whoever is listening to him, everybody hear his teaching in their own language. You see, then no need any kind of translations, Zoom channels, internet, So yeah, like that. When we teach, we have sometimes internet problem, then the teaching cannot go through. We have distance problem. So like that. And his physical body is like one of the really, it's worth admiring. He's the most handsome guy. No fashionable man than him in this whole universe. It's every single thing is perfected. You see. So especially to the ladies, if you really admire a handsome guy, so better admire Buddha. Not other. You better admire Buddha. By admiring Buddha, you don't gain attachment. You don't gain. It's only benefit. Even you admire one time, one moment, unbelievable merit you accumulate. So it's full of benefit, you see. So like that, yeah. By the realm of the desire, he is unstained, and by the realm of the form, he is wholly uncontaminated. He is not mingled with the formless. He is altogether free from misery and from the aggregate. He is utterly and together free. The element have no hold on him. He has mastery of the sense power. All bound, he has completely served, and from all pain, he is perfectly and totally released. So he is someone who is beyond the beings of the three world. So in the desire world, we all know, we have the suffering in relation to the desire. Even if we happen to be born in the formless realm and form realm, still we are not free from the self-existent. Even though the higher realms are achieved in relation, such as in the formless realm, through meditative absorption, but those meditative absorptions are not an exalted meditation. Those are still contaminated. So therefore, there's no ultimate liberation that you can obtain from that. You see, so Buddha is completely, achieve the perfect concentration, perfect wisdom. In fact, he is, fully actualized perfection. All these 6 perfections, like that, 10 perfections. So no craving does he have. He has passed beyond the stream. Perfect, perfect is his wisdom. And in the wisdom of the Buddha's past, present, and the comes, he has met his dwelling. So he's omniscient. Buddha means omniscient. You see, even someone achieved arhatship, you have not achieved the omniscient. There's a limitation. But Buddha, full enlightened one, is omniscient. Right? You see, in nirvana, where all suffering is transcended, he does not abide. He abode in the every summit of perfection, residing in that place where he perceives all living beings. Such are the sublime qualities that are the greatness of the Buddha, victorious and transcendent. So Buddha is someone that even though he have achieved the greatest peace, but then he don't reside just himself being the peace, like such as those arhats in the nirvana of the peace. Even though he achieved the perfected peace, but he used that perfected quality to elevate sentient beings from the sufferings. So Buddha is even surpassed from those other who have achieved state of nirvana. So this is the qualities of the Buddha refuge. Then the Dhamma refuge. The secret doctrine is righteous in the outset, righteous in the middle, righteous in the end. In it is meaning excellent, and in it is word and syllables likewise. It is integral, unalloyed. It is all sufficing, altogether pure and purifying. So it's very much talking about emptiness. Very much talking about the emptiness. Well spoken is this Dharma by the victorious and transcendent. It is the perfect way of seeing, and it is devoid of ailment. It is perennial and leads us onward. To see this Dharma is to fulfill one's purpose. The wise will see in it their self-cognizing wisdom. The Dharma spoken by the victorious and transcendent is shown to be well tempered to the instruction and the needs of all. It drives us from the samsara and causes us to go to perfect Buddhahood. It is free from contradiction, and it all is summarized. It is totally to be relied upon. It is a cutting off the root. So it's all talking about the wisdom of emptiness, wisdom of emptiness, the altruistic emptiness. You see, so it has the capability to cut the delusion. It has the capability to cut the defilement. Then bring about absolute eradications of entire obscurations and actualized state of enlightenment. So that is the Dharma. It's talking about emptiness. Then the Sangha. So Sangha is like this. The Sangha of the Mahayana comprises those who have well entered, wisely entered with straightforwardness and aptitude. Right it is to join our hand before them, and right to make prostration. They are the glorious field of merit. They are the perfect recipients of gift. They are the object of offering. Everywhere and always they are the worldly object of all offerings. So the Sangha is so precious. They are object of our merit, because of they have actualized the wisdom that emphasize the preciousness of the Dharma. They have realized that. They live in that cultivation. So because of that, they become object of refuge. And when we relate to this Sangha, then we only get affected by all the virtuous qualities, inspirations, then affect us to free ourselves from all the stains, all the faults, like that. So even just by venerating them, even the conventional Sangha, like monks and nuns, who hold the vows, even venerating them, making offerings, making prostrations, offering praises, create all those benefits, the merit that which will eventually ourselves also actualize the resultant refuge of the Sangha. Ourselves will be Sangha. Then resultant Dharma, who equipped with the direct wisdom realization on emptiness. Then eventually we will actualize the resultant Buddha, who equipped with the omniscient state of the Buddhahood. Thus end the sublime sutra of remembering the three jewels like that. So I will read in Tibetan, okay? So in some monasteries, like the monastery nunnery in Himalaya, in Zoom, before each time they eat meals, they recite this sutra. Then after that, they meditate accordingly with this sutra, remember the three jewels. Then they make, other offerings. Then only they eat, like that. Papa Gunjo Jedembe Do Shuzo, Papa Gunjo Jedembe Do. Tamje Jembala Cha, Salo, the Trasanje Chum Dende, then the Jabata Jumba Yanda Bozo Sanje Ribata Shazo, the Wajabaji de Jabaji, the Kalo Jubalana, Hadaminam Judoba, Sanje Chum Dende. The Jabade Sonam Daji, Jebe Zawana, Mezawa Sube Jamba, Sonam Yitranam Yishi. Peje Zambonam Yiteba, Sanam Yimindo, Yamba, Joyo, Remba, Tumba, Tona, Mituba, Meba, Tebe, Mebana, Bombaraga, Sherawa Sigi, Mineba, Tobanama, La Jiva, Meba, Simjian, Tamji Yitaba, Sanju, Sambanam Yam, Pabe, Gansanam Yabo, Yangele Debe, Tunju, Jobanam Yitebe. Ishe Bado Meba, Boba, some Yimijaba, Suana Badaba, Yaniba, Ku Je, Dawe, Cho, Misheba, Ku, Sumba, Meba. Deba daje magaba so dage nyama magaba so meba dada madeba dunga dale nabado umbo dale rado nabado kama namada mindemba keche nam thamba deba namashindo jeba yoso donwa dale nabado wa sebale doma chugole gewa ishe yoso zoba deba da majoba da dada juwe sanje chumdende namji ishe la neba nyengele deba La mineba yanda ba nije thala neba semje damje la sebe sala shuba de da ne sanje chumden de ji ku chebe yonde yanda ba namso tambe chene tomara jeba bardo jeba tamara jeba tuen sambo chicho sambo ma deba yoso zoba yoso da ba yoso jamba chumden de ji che le ba so ba yanda ba to ne neba neba meba de cheba meba nyeba nyebara to ba Di Tomala Dun Yoba Keba Nam Yusorangi Ribara Jawa. Chumden de Jisumbe Chuduala Lebara Deba Neba Juma Zobe, Chanju to Doa Jeba Mitimba Meji, Duba than Demba. Temba Yoba Jua Jeba Wo Teba Chimbe Gindin, Lebara Shuba, Ribara Shuba, Tambo Shuba, Tuba Shuba, Tamo Java, Vesu Juba Cha, Vesu Juba. Sonam ye pa ji xin yong so zhong wa chenpo jimbe ne so gyuro ba kundo ya jimbe ne so gyo wa chenpo wo papa kunju suma jesu tembe do zo so. Okay, thank you very much. So yes, I'm 1 minute past from my commitment. Now we can do light offering if the light offering is ready. Yeah, okay. So those of you who don't have a light in your hand, no problem. You visualize the light offering that Meda have organized in Bodha in Nepal, in front of the wish-fulfilling jewel, the stupa. You visualize as you are offering that. And all the light offering, in particular today, around the Buddhist communities, everyone do hundreds and hundreds of light offerings. You can also visualize them that you are offering. Also the light of the sun and light of the moon, and all the lights that you have in your house, electricity, then all the lights in the cities, everything you can offer. Then understand that externally or the conventionally, it dispels the darkness. Ultimately, it acts as an antidote to dispel the darkness of ignorance, and delusion. And you're offering this to all the 10 directions, past, present, future, Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, deities, Dakinis, Dhammapalas, which the merit field, start central with the Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. And each to the, so the infinite light offering, and each to, infinite light offering to each of the Buddha too. You see, there's infinite light offering to everyone. Then again, there's infinite light offering to each, everyone, all the merit field. You can think like that. Then we can also engage this as a Guru Yoga practice, that Guru Shakyamuni Buddha is embodiment of all your spiritual gurus, and all the past, present, future Buddhas, and you're making offering to that. Then that directly impact yourself and the rest of the sentient being, bring about purification of all the negativities, all the sicknesses. Then also to the world, to your family members, rest of the sentient being, and to the world, to pacify all the impurities, sufferings. So you can visualize like that. Yeah. So we will do the light offering in accordance with the what you call the general, by recitation of the Samadhi offering. Okay. So before that, we recite these prayers to purify any impure substance, impure motivations, any form of impurity. Then after that, we'll recite the prayer that to invoke the merit field to receive our offering. And then after that, then the Samadhi mantra, then the 8 offering, and in particularly the offering of the light mantra, then mandala offering, then we dedicate. Tamje dune zaje da zema la zo meba da la de danyam bendro ye rashi jambo ne juro je ma le zemje gunjo je do de bonje me se jamje ngona ma le yanda je juro be jomde korje ne de she zo omo ahu Omo Ladami Chebeze, Muzu Jada Yejidu, Kuzan Chudi Lanami Namge Gamgun Chab Juro, Omo Namo Bhagavati, Benzasara Pamadani Tatagataya, Arahadi Samyasam Budai, Tayata Om Benze Benzema, Benzema, Deza Benzema, Bia Benzema, Buddhizita Benzema, Buddhimendobas. Tamana benza zawa gama hawarana bichotana benza yeso ha omo namo bhagavati benza sarapama tani tata gataya harade samya sambudaya tayata om benze ma deza benze ma bia benze ma buddhita benze ma buddhi mendobaza tamana benze zawa gama hawarana bichotana benza yeso ha omo namo bhagavati benza sarapama tani tata gataya harade samya sambudaya Dayada om benze ma deza ma bia benze ma buddhi zeta benze ma buddhi mendo baza tamana benze sawagam Awarana Bijudana Benze so Gujo Sumye Demba Dang Sanje da Chanju Zemba Tamje Jinje Lab. Sonye Yozo Zobenga da Jimbo Dan Soje Namba Daje Samye Mijabe Tobi de Jinye Do Juba. Joro Eje Om Benza Aragam Badam Bube Dube Alonge Kende Nyud. Shabda Dade Zanzo Om Benza Alonge Ahum 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 이징한 배워지고 맨날 맨날 이제 제대로 보이고 그래서 해줘버리나 이상도 바보로 넘어내는 Jabaradoya lama loza duwando jejang jebela zokoda jebana majinga bewa jebe de doje dozo jini nyanda zo duwa majina ya tana nyime sija damjel doje wa jebe gone jinje labdo zo za je beje jongje mendo dam rirab leje nyende jemba de sanje jingdo mi de bewa jogun namda jingla jebarai offer your body, speech and mind, your own body, speech, and mind, your merits, your wealth, everything to the merit field. You also offer your family members and the rest of the other sentient beings, body, speech, and mind, and everything, so that we, receive the blessing of abundance of merit, so that we can ever enjoy abundance in virtues, abundance in all the conducive conditions, to bring happiness to everyone. Da je lunga ye zo long je de zo ya zo je ri je men da zang bo wen zang jo ba so jo ba lo ye la ne la ma ye dam kun jo son la be bu je wan je shin ne da la jin je la du. Or then also offer your three partial attitude of attachment, grasping, aversion, ignorance. Transform that into a mandala offering, like in the form of light, offered to the generation Buddhas, and also the three partial object of three partial attitude: the enemy, the loved one, the strangers, everything. So that by making offering to the triple gem, then bring purification of three partial attitude, and bring about all the benefit in relation to all other sentient beings. All the way up to the state of enlightenment, accordingly. Da je cha da mo zo ye be yu da nye bar zo le da long jo na pang ba me ba bu je le shu ne do so ra sa do wa jin je lo ye dam guru ra na men da la ka ni ya da ya. So now please do dedication. So may whatever merit that we accumulate individually and collectively, in particularly during this session, be a complete cause for numberless sentient beings to be free from oceans of samsaric suffering. It is causes the karma and delusion, and actualize from temporary happiness up to the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. May this collective merit be a complete cause, this pandemic to be overcome, and all the cure to be effective, and all the frontliners to have a healthy, happy and conducive life, so that they can able to offer care to all the needy ones comfortably. Also dedicate this quality merit to anyone who passed away, in particular in last 49 days. Be free from the suffering of death, suffering in limited state, suffering of rebirth, and actualize higher rebirth in the Pure Land, there within that very lifetime, they actualize state of omniscience, state of Buddhahood accordingly. May this quality merit be complete cause. Anyone that who are going through difficult time, business issues, health issues, relationship issues, whatever difficulty that they may be going through, may our merit be complete cause to overcome them, and may they actualize perfect health, long life, and virtuous life, and fulfill all their aspirations accordingly. And also dedicate this quality merit to all of those people that who have requested prayers from me, prayers from our gurus, and also anyone that you know within your family members and your friends, or even while walking on the street or while watching the TV and hearing the news that we hear there are people suffering, the animals are suffering, or wherever difficulties are going through, we dedicate this merit for them to overcome all those sufferings and actualize peace and happiness. May this quality merit be a complete cause for all the world leaders, leaders of the organizations, leaders of family, and ourselves who lead our own life, be free from negative emotions, such as self-grasping attachment, self-grasping aversion, ignorance, self-cherishing attitude, depression, low self-esteem, everything be overcome, and actualize only positive attitudes, positive thinking, optimistic thinking, faith, hope, wisdom of selfless, wisdom of selfless, attitude of full of unconditional love, great compassion, kindness, service, wisdom of forgiveness, wisdom of acceptance, wisdom of patience, wisdom of practice of patience, practice of generosity, practice of mindfulness, so that anyone under your leadership able to enjoy only peace, happiness, and virtue, like that. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the good people in this world, like His Holiness Dalai Lama, all your spiritual gurus, and yourself and your family members, always enjoy good health, long life, and fulfill all your aspirations up to full enlightenment accordingly. May this quality merit be a complete cause for all the virtuous institutions around the world, like such as monasteries and nunneries, all the Dhamma centers, and in particular here today, Chatong Chendong Center in Tasmania organized this event. Chatong Chendong Center be free from all the inner outer sector obstacles, actualize all the conducive conditions to preserve the Dharma perfectly in learning, extensive learning in the entire Buddha Dharma teaching, then all the conducive conditions to actualize all the realization on the stages of their path, and able to perform the center, the members, anyone who directly, indirectly comes to the center, always, engage in the deeds of compassion and action, reaching out to the needy people, helping them through your advice, through your wisdom, through your care, kindness, friendship, whatever is available. Yes, then the dedicated ourselves, the merit and the purpose that we dedicate, everything lies in the nature of lack of inherent existence. Everything, exists in the nature merely labeled by mind. Everything exists in the interdependent arising nature. So therefore, everything we did, nothing is wasted. Just a matter of time when the correct and complete interdependent causes and conditions comes together, everything will be actualized, including Buddhahood in every single numberless sentient being. So keeping that in heart and rejoicing, life being meaningful. That today's day has been meaningful. This very session has been meaningful. So I will do short dedication prayers. So that time, if you have individual specific dedication to be done for yourself, your family members, and you can do that. It can be so beneficial. You dedicate when there's a collective platform, can be more powerful than individually do dedications. Okay. Lama Sangha Dhubyo Drowa Chikama Leba De Sala Gobara Sho Chanjo Simjo Rimboje Maje Panam Keju Jawan Yamba Mabaya Gone Bundu Pevrasho Tonye Dawa Rimboje Maje Panam Keju Jawan Yamba Mabaya Gone Gundu Pevrasho Nye Dawa Rimboje Maje Panam Keju Jawan Yamba Mabaya Gone Gundu Pevrasho Kare Rave Gove Jingamde Penta Deva Mali Juve Chere Zeva Tenzin Yazo Shabe Side Pato Tenjuji Tupzo Chaje Jango Jave Tenzin Pepe Kunzu Dobo Chozongo Veleme Tudoba Tazo Deje Guando Jabden Jo Pama Simje Tamje Tendan Tenjurji Endo Tamje Tato Dongwa Chanju Semba Gana Sujuba Dada Kunji Monam Dujurji Semje Neba Jinyeba Nyudo Nele Tajurji Duvin Maleba Tadu Juma Mebrasho Chambe Bawe Chitra Kemba Tang Kondo Sambo Deyan Tishinji Dada Kunji Jesu Daloj Jawa Deda Tamje Rabdongo Desu Jebe Jawa Tamje De Ngo Wakana Chudonga Bade Daje Jeve Zawa Degunya Sambo Chije Rabdongo Waraiji Chomde de Jabara Jumayan the Bazubesan Yamana Wiki Jabana Chazalo Jesus Mazamaji Bokudo Sambola Chazalo Taya Dom Bezadia of the Nizum to the Savages Taya Dom Bezadia of the Nizum to the Savages Taya Dom Bezadia of the Nizum to the Savages Taya Dom Bezadia of the Nizum to the Savages Taya Dom Bezadia of the Nizum to the Savages Taya Dom Bezadia of the Nizum to the Savages Taya Dom Bezadia of the Nizum to the Savages Dayadon Bezadia of the Nizum to the Savages Jum de Jabata Jumayan the Bazubesan Mijala Bidu Jabula Chazalo From the day Jabata Jumayan the Bazubesan Yamo, the Mola the Geradu Yabona Chaze, Lo, Major Jave, Jelanda, Dendelo, Maybe Dembata, and Dajela Santa Namda Maybe Nigger, Drove Joro, Betanzo, Migebe, Asian Novo Pasamshi, Semjera, Kunzebe, Samba, Chishin Drip. Tashi, Jo, the budget comes to Jumbata, Temba, Invasion to Sawayi, Tense Pollution to Temba, Temba, Urin, Tashi, Jo, Mondel, Sindel, Yimibuyan, the Ledge. Ninzendado dele me kunjo sumye tashi. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Rejoice, thank you. Sorry for taking some extra time from you.
Well, we appreciate very much extra time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us to make today most meaningful. We appreciate very, very much. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
You take care.
Happy Lhabab Duchen.
Happy Lhabab Duchen.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Hope we see you again soon. Thank you.
See you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Venerable Lindy, for organizing